Okay, now let us look at example 5. Example 5 is saying solve x squared minus x minus 3 out of 4 is equals to 0. So solution, we begin by copying. But in the first step, what you need to do, we have to find a way of eliminating the denominator for this one. If any of them is having a fraction, so you get the LCM of all those. You know x here, x squared is the same as x out of 1. This one, x also is the same as x out of 1. And 3 here, the denominator is 4. Then 0 here, the denominator is silent 1. So when there is an whole number without denominator, it is the same as out of 1. So now we can consider this 1, we can consider this 4, we can consider 1 and 1. When we get the LCM, you can use any method to get the LCM here. The LCM we are going to get, we multiply by each of those digits in the numerator. So that is what we have done here. So the LCM of 1, 1, 4, and 1, it is 4. So that is why we multiply throughout by 4. So in this one here, we have here 4. Here 4, we have multiply here times 4, here times 4, here times 4, here times 4. Multiply each one by 4. Then from here, we divide by 4, divide by 4, 1. 4 divided by 4, get 1. So 1 times negative 3, we get negative 3. So now in the next step, we get now this one. X squared times 4, we get 4x squared. Then negative x times 4. This 4 is a positive. Negative x times 4, we get negative 4x. Then here, we now have only 3. 1 times 1, so 1 is the same as 1. 1 times negative 3, we get negative 3. Then here, 0 times 4 is the same as 0. Then we use this one instead. We use this one to apply in our quadratic formula. We use this one now. Because we have already transformed, we use the one we have already transformed, and which is this one. So which means we are not going to use the initial equation now. We shall use the one which we have already transformed, which is this one now in the formula. Now let us proceed from here by applying the formula. Here we have x is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4 AC, everything out of 2 here. So in this case, in the next step, we are going to put the bracket to cover each and every letter here. And that is what we have done here in the next step before we start substituting. Now, let us start substituting in the next step. We can now substitute in the next step. And when we are substituting, we see the value which is in the position for A, B, and C to help us substitute correctly. So now, what we are going to do here, we can substitute. So for next step, yeah, our B is negative 4 from here. Negative 4 is our B. Then here, negative 4, which is position for B. Then A here, our A here is 4. Then here we have C. C is here, position. So here also, A, which is 4. Our A is 4. So when we substitute, we simplify. So we simplify while opening the bracket at the same time. Now negative times a negative, we get a positive. That is why we have positive 4 here. Then plus or minus, we maintain it. Inside the root sign, we simplify this one. Negative 4 squared is the same as negative 4 times negative 4, which we get 16. Because negative times negative, we get positive. So here, negative times a positive, which is here, we get negative. That negative, again, when we multiply by this negative, we get a positive. That's why the positive here. Then we multiply 4 times 4, 16 times 3, we get 48. So in the next step, we can add what is inside here while maintaining the rest. So our 4 here, positive 4 is the same as 4. Then we have plus or minus, we copy it here. Then in the root sign, we had 16 plus 48, we get 64. Then we maintain the denominator, which is 8. Now the next one, we have 4 plus or minus 8 out of 8. So this is our x. So in the next step, we are going to write two expressions. The first one, we shall have only a positive in between, the way it is here. Then the next one we shall write negative in between. That is how it is in this one here. So in that step we say either x is equal to 4 plus 8 out of 8, or x is the same as 4 minus 8 out of 8. So we can begin with this side. So we know 4 plus 8 we get 12. 12 out of 8. So out of 8. Now we can reduce this one by 4 here 2, by 4 here 3. So which means our x on this side we have 3 out of 2. That 3 out of 2, we can write it like that, or we can change it to decimal, which will be 1 point. It will be 1.5, or it will be 1 and 1 out of 2. So this side, we have 4 minus 8 out of 8. So 4 minus 8, we get negative 4 in the numerator. In the numerator, we have 8. Now, we can reduce this one to the simplest fraction possible by dividing this one by 4 here 1, by 4 here 2, which means this one is a half. But negative is remaining there, you should not forget. So now, the next step we have negative a half. So negative half is the same as 0.5. You can leave it in form of fraction, or you can change it to decimal. All of them will be acceptable. So now, let us look at the conclusion. Here we're saying, therefore, either x is equal to 3 out of 2, or x is equal to negative 1 out of 2. But as well, you can also write the final answer in decimal. All of them are acceptable. So comment on what we have seen here, and you can also like it. You like our page, okay? So that you can get many more without any interference. Thank you.